street fighter.
What's going on, fight fans? This is Capital Combat. I'm Rob Jarrell, and we just saw a great night of fights in the super flyweight HBO Boxing After Dark, HBO Championship Boxing, however you want to say it. We got three great fights, starting with, Juan Francisco Estrada taking a very close, possibly controversial decision versus Carlos Cuadras in the 12-round bout for an eliminator for the title that Sor Rungvisai is defending versus in a rematch versus Chocolatito Gonzalez. That was a great fight, back and forth action. It looks like it was heading for a draw, but it looks like also that the knockdown of Cuadras by Estrada made the difference. And now Estrada will challenge the winner of the Chocolatito versus Sor Rungvisai fight in his next fight. But man, that was a great fight. And I told you, we thought Cuadras would pull it out because of his activity, his size, and his ability. But the fact that he didn't look good versus Carmona, and Estrada is not anyone to be trifled with, really said a lot. And Estrada took advantage of the moment. He wanted his chance in this division, and he just got it. So congratulations to him. In the second fight of the evening, we had Inoue defeating, getting the stoppage, the TKO stoppage, against Antonio Nieves, the Puerto Rican, based out of Cleveland, Ohio. And he just looked monstrous. And I forgot to mention the fact that his nickname is Monster. I'm calling him Little Kaiju now because he is a monster, but he deserves a better nickname. And I'm telling you, man, he puts so much on each punch. He's very precise, and he knows what he wants to punt, what he wants to do in just a handful of fights. I have one beef. He brings crazy pressure, and he really just ate up the body of Nieves. He hit him with that right hand, then he went to the body with the left, which actually ended up knocking Nieves down. I believe in the 5th round. And Nieves, he made it, but he was just getting beat on for the entire fight. And they had to stop that fight. But it was a good show for Inoue's American debut. We're going to want him back. I know I want him back on these cards. Hopefully he can get a good fight. Good fight might be putting him against Jerwin Ancajas out of the Philippines. That's right. And in the main event, we had Sor Rungvisai knocking out Chocolatito Gonzalez in, what was that, the 3rd round, 4th round? I was so excited that that he knocked him out because Sor Rungvisai, you could tell in this fight, he was not afraid of Chocolatito. He came right at Chocolatito. He let his hands fly. It was the 4th round. He let his hands fly, and he put everything he could on him. Won't no pawing, won't no tapping on him. Is basically let your hands fly, beat him down, make him feel everything that you have in the first half of the fight, and he was just putting his punches together. Won't know one at a time. He was 1-2, 1-2, right to the body. And I told you, the one thing that he wanted was that right to the body. If he could throw that right hook downstairs and then come upstairs with it, Chocolatito would have a long night. We thought Chocolatito would start faster, impose his will, and adjust. But he really didn't have adjust, and he seemed to not have the same confidence that Sor Rungvisai had. Sor Rungvisai came to prove that he was the better fighter, that there was no way you were taking his belt, and that first fight was not a fluke. While Chocolatito was coming in, and he might have been a little bit gun-shy because he caught a lot of clean leather in that first fight. He was just able to weather it. But apparently, Sor Rungvisai said he only trained for 2 months. This time he had trained for 4 months to get ready for this fight. And I think Chocolatito might be too small for the division. I mean, he was knocking guys out at 115, but did I say 115? Please tell me I didn't just get that wrong. But he was knocking guys out at Yeah, whatever. He was just knocking those guys out. But that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry, at 112. 115 might be a little too much for him, especially with those some guys moving down. Inoue's big. He's 5'4.5". He has a really long reach. I think he weighed in about 126 pounds tonight. Sor Rungvisai looked even bigger than he did in this fight, and you could tell that his strength was there as well as his speed. So it just says a lot about what's going on. So Sor Rungvisai, congrats to him. He did what he came to do, made a statement in this division. And just to let you know, this division is super, super deep. Aside from the 8 guys that fought tonight, it was 6 on the main card. It was 6 on the main card, but I'm trying to find the champions. It's deep because you have Chocolatito, you have Sor Rungvisai, you have Inoue, who's been moving up and is in this division. You have Valoria, Estrada, Quadras, Nieves. You have Jerwin and Cajas, who has a belt. You have Rashay Warren, who is now in this division. You have Stephen Young, who's in this division. You have Kohei Kono, who's still in this division. And he had a fight tonight against an undefeated fighter, Rex So. And we don't know, not tonight, but he has it in October. So the division is deep. And we should be looking forward to these fights that's coming up because they're going to be exciting. I haven't seen a boring one yet. Tell us what you think. Are you as shocked as we were about the outcome of Sor Rungvisai knocking out Chocolatito? Do you think that's what he had coming? Do you think the first fight was a fluke and this was just a punctuation on their matches? Tell us what you think. Does Estrada have a chance? He'll be fighting Sor Rungvisai tonight since he won the Eliminator. What do you think of Inoue? Who would you put him in there against next? Tell us what you think. Oh, I'll talk about that later. And until next time, fight on.
This is round 1 and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and gone. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's